keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? Man, today is Saturday, December 29th, 2018, and it is time for our Week 17 NFL picks. But first and foremost, I hope you all had a happy holiday. We're going to go into the new year, new beginnings. You know, the same old people say, new year, new me, whatever they say, man, who cares? You know what? I hope y'all all had a great, holiday. Hope it was filled with family, friends, laughter, love, and all that good stuff. I hope you all got everything you probably wanted for Christmas. That'd be awesome too. So this is our time, for our Week 17 picks. 17 long weeks. It's been the ups and the downs. Let's kick off by going over last week, Week 16. I went an amazing 14-2, and it should have been 15-1. But I went with the sexy pick with the LA Chargers last week. And I knew in my heart of hearts, man, the Ravens was going to beat them, man. And I even put them on all my parlay cards last week. And I was just like, oh, man, I really did pick the Chargers, man. That hurts. You know what, man? It is what it is. I'd rather take 14-2. I was 8-8 for the past 2 weeks. So I take 14-2. It bring my season total up to 151, 87-2. So looking good, man. I'm still above 500. It's pretty good, especially for my first, year of doing this. All 17 weeks getting it in. But let's look forward to these Week 17 matchups, man. It's a lot going on, a lot to be determined. As far as these playoff seedings. A lot of things going on with in the NFC. As you know, the Saints, they already locked it up, with that win last week over Pittsburgh. You got the Rams. They have to win to maintain the second seed. If they lose and Chicago end up winning, then Chicago moves into that second seed because Chicago owns that tiebreaker over the Rams because they beat them a few weeks ago. You got Philadelphia and you have the Vikings. These two guys are battling it out for the final seed. You got Philly, they got the Redskins. So if Philly wins and, the Vikings lose, then Philly gets in. If the Vikings beat Chicago, they eliminate Philly because they own the tiebreaker and the Vikings are in. And then you got the AFC picture, which is, it's a lot cloudy over there because you got New England at the 2 seed who could possibly fall to the 3 seed if they happen to lose. And if the Texans win, so the Texans have the better record. And then you got if, the Chiefs somehow lose, then, the Chargers can win. If Chargers win, then they'll be the 1 seed. But if the Chargers lose and the Chiefs lose and New England wins, then New England moves into the 1 seed. That's a lot going on over there. Even with the final seed, you got problems with the 4th seed because right now it's the Ravens. But if the Ravens lose to the Browns, and the Steelers beat the Bengals, and the Steelers are moving to that 4th seed, and the Ravens will be bumped out. It's a lot going on. Then you got the 6th seed, so you got. The Colts be taking on the Titans to determine that final seed, who gets in. Winning, you're in. But if the Houston Texans somehow lose to the Jaguars tomorrow, the winner of that Colts and Titans game could very well move into the 3rd seed. It's a lot going on, man. And so. It's gonna be an exciting day tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot to look forward to. So let's kick this thing off, man. We're going to start it off with the Dolphins traveling to Buffalo, New York to take on the Buffalo Bills. No playoff ramifications here. It's just 2 teams just battling it out. Buffalo got the number 1 passing defense, but, as far as the rushing defense, they're pretty much, hey, you see what New England did to them last week. But big ups to Buffalo for shutting down New England's passing game. Tom Brady, mediocre day. They went run heavy, and that's how they got the job done last week. I see pretty much, the Dolphins should duplicate that formula and give the ball off to Kenyon Drake and let him run the ball. But I like Buffalo. I like Josh Allen. I like, Buffalo at home with that crowd. They some wild dudes up there. They slam people through tables. They, things you see on Instagram that I'm not going to say on here. This is a family-friendly show, so I'm not going to repeat that. You could just look it up online what Buffalo fans do to other Buffalo Bills fans up in Buffalo, New York. You're quite sure you'll be like, well, wow. But Buffalo, man, they the fewest points per game, in the leagues. It's their fewest points since 1985. I think it was like 15.8 or something like that points per game. But I think Buffalo, man, they're gonna score some points tomorrow. I like Buffalo 24-13 over the Dolphins. Close out the season, get a home win. Go off in the sunset. Let one of them fans throw another fan through a table. It'll be cool. We'll see it on Barstool Sports or something, man. Next up, you got the Cowboys be traveling to East Rutherford to take on the Giants. This right here, NFC East, divisional rivals. This one, man. Jerry Jones came out and said that, they're not going to be resting their starters. I don't know why Jerry Jones making decisions. He always does. I think it's utterly stupid, but it is what it is. It's the way they run things over there. It's Jerry's world. But Saquon Barkley. Now, if you're listening, brother, you are 114 scrimmage yards away from reaching 2,000. Something that only Eric Dickerson and Edgerrin James have done as rookies. I am in my championship round this week. This is the final week of the championship round. I'm trying to go as a 3-time champion tomorrow. I'm going to need you to have a big game, brother. I need you to get all 114 of those scrimmage yards and more. I'm going to need you to score a touchdown or two. Hey, man, do your thing. I don't think y'all going to win the game tomorrow. I just need you to ball out, brother. So if you're listening somewhere, if somebody close to Saquon listening, let that brother know. Listen, I need the big one tomorrow. You know what I mean? But as far as the game goes, since the Cowboys not resting their starters, they're going to use this as a playoff tune-up, to get ready for next week. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this one. I'm going to go 26-17 Dallas. Just think, hey, feed Zeke, Dak getting rhythm, Mark Cooper, Beasley, get that guy involved. Get Gallup involved. You got to utilize your weapons, man. But this Dallas offense goes as far as Ezekiel Elliott will take him. This is Zeke's time to shine. Give that man the ball. It opens up the passing game for Dak. Dallas has a tremendous front seven on defense. These dudes need to continue to ball out. Sky's the limit. You don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. You get hot in the playoffs, it might take you to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Who knows? Next up, we got the Panthers traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints already locked up number 1 seed. They got home field throughout the playoffs. I think we're going to see the starters tomorrow for New Orleans, but I don't know for how long. Hopefully we get a chance to see Teddy Bridgewater tomorrow. That'll be pretty cool. The Panthers, on the other hand, they're on a 7-game losing streak. Dudes that fell from grace. Don't know what's going on. No Cam Newton. Of course, he's out for the year. Just playing in New Orleans is going to be tough. I think, Carolina's going to fight. I think it's going to be a tough game tomorrow, regardless. But I like, the Saints in this one, 28-24. Next up, we got the New York Jets traveling to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Here in this one, from what I'm hearing, Jets going to fire Todd Bowles into the game. So I don't know if these guys are going to try to play to win one for Todd, or they're just going to lay down, get ready for next year. Sam Darnold coming back to Foxborough. Pretty solid year, man. He's been pretty good, man. I like the kid a lot. The Patriots, man, they're 7-0 at home. Not too great on the road. They're like 3-5. But hey, man, I think it's time, man. These dudes need to get it together for the playoffs, unless you're going to get bounced, in divisional, or you could lose tomorrow and find yourself playing on wild card weekend. So it's a big game for New England. They have to come in, they have to come preparing, be ready to go. The Jets can come in and be spoilers. But in terms of everything, I like New England in this one. I like them 38-20. I just think, they're going to establish the run, get the passing going. I'm not sure what's up with Gronk. People saying that he's going to retire at the end of the year. He basically, not trying to talk about it. I mean, it is what it is. We know the dude's, man, he's banged up, man. He's been, banged up when he came into the league. But, it's something about this New England team right now that got me like, I really don't know how to take them. I mean, it's a lot of, analysts and stuff, ESPN, FS1, talk about it's not the same New England team. It's not the same New England team. But I really don't know how to take them. I don't know, I am a New England Patriots fan, first and foremost. But I don't know how to really take them. I don't know. It's like, are they bad, or are they just like, they're just not, clicking? Like, it's the whole year and you're not clicking yet. It just seems like something's off with that offense. I like the defense, and I know a lot of Patriots fans, they always bashing the defense, bunch of idiots. But I'm sorry. But I just think, with New England, I think it's the offense. Like, as far as the offense go, that's what carries the team. The way they're built, their defense is built to play with the lead. But if they never get the lead, then that's when the defense suffers. You're not going to get a complete, defensive game where they're going to shut down their opponent and they're going to win based off their defense because the offense only put up 7 points. If New England's offense only put up 7 points, then they're in a world of trouble. So, I like New England tomorrow. I think they, start the roll. They got to. I mean, this is it. Next week you're going to be in the playoffs, whether you're playing a wild card round. If you happen to lose tomorrow, you're in the wild card round, or you're going to be in a divisional round. You got to get it going today. Tomorrow, it's going to be, basically tomorrow, treat that like a playoff game. So I got New England winning 38-20 over the Jets, close out the season. Next up, got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll be taking on the Houston Texans. Texans got a chance to clinch the AFC South with a win. So, if they win, they get the South. If New England wins, then they remain at a 3rd seed, and New England will be remaining at a 2. If New England lose and the Texans happen to win, the Texans will move into the 2nd seed. If the Texans lose, however, then you got the winner of the Colts and the Titans who will be in our Sunday night matchup. They got a chance to take over that, 3rd seed over there in for the AFC South, and they get to take over the division, get the division title. But I think the Texans get it together. They had a rough week last week in Philly. Tough defense. If Jacksonville gets it together for 1 week and play spoiler, I think Jacksonville can beat them. But however, Texans are at home. Got J.J. Watt and the boys, Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins. That's going to be too much, man. I'm looking forward to DeAndre Hopkins versus Jalen Ramsey. Let's get it, fellas. But I like the Texans in this one, man. I like them 23-17 over the Jaguars. I don't know what happened to the Jaguars this year. They shot their load against New England, and they just been ever since then, man. So next up, we got the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. No playoff implications here. Just two teams fighting, rivals, division, up in Lambeau, cold. Aaron Rodgers, they are looking for a new coach, so they'll be on the search. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is fine with Joe Philbin. I think probably because he can walk all over him. But they need a new coach. They was looking at the dude used to coach the Colts, Clawell. He's another guy probably walk all over. And Chuck Pagano. I don't think Chuck Pagano will be a good fit. So that'd be pretty cool to see. But I like the Packers in this one. I think it's gonna be a close game. Gonna be 28-24. So the Lions, man, they score fewer than 18 points in the past 5 games. But I think they get over 18, and this one I'm giving them 24. So I like the Packers. I just think it's too much offense. Man, I think Aaron Rodgers go out with a bang. Over 300 yards passing and a couple TDs. So I like the Packers in this one, 28-24. Next up, got the NFC East divisional matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. Like I said, Philly has to win tomorrow, to try to get into the playoffs, depending on what happens with that Vikings and Bears game. So I'm quite sure, they both start at 4:25 tomorrow. So I'm quite sure the ticker's going to be on in both of them stadiums of what's going on. You got Nick Foles. Dude's been, hey, man. Nick been balling since he took over the starting spot again. He's 11-4 record from December to February since 2013. This one, man, I like Philly in this one, man. I like them 24-17. Think they're going to come out because they want to get in the playoffs. You got players talking about, if they get in the playoffs, no other team wants to see them. And you know what? No other team in the NFC. You know what? I kind of believe that because, this Philly team has played a lot different with Nick Foles. Now, it's an ongoing thing, things that I've heard that, Doug Peterson assures Carson Wentz that he is the guy. I mean, Carson, he's a good quarterback. But do I honestly think that compared to Nick Foles, do I think he's the best quarterback for Philadelphia? No, I think Nick Foles is the best quarterback for Philadelphia. I'm only saying it because the way the team, gravitates towards Foles. I'm not saying, because he's a better, at this and that. And some of the throws that Nick make, man, are a lot better than Carson's, man. But hey, I think Nick Foles is the quarterback for Philly because I think he doesn't try to do too much. I gotta tell people, I call Carson Wentz, man, guts, glory, and no brains. Because I don't think he really thinks. I think he tries to, overdo things. And when I explain to people, you're just a hater. But I'm just telling them, you know what I mean? You know what? Carson looks like he's battling the ghost of Nick Foles. The dude that took the team to the Super Bowl and won it. You know what I mean? They can be the best of friends, however you want to spin it. But at the end of the day, these dudes are competitors. And as a competitor, you're going to sit back and say, this dude took my squad to the championship and won it. I got to do the same thing. I got to prove to these fans, I got to prove to my teammates, I got to prove to this organization that I am the man. You know what I mean? And that's the way you got to do it, man. That's the way it looks. And you look at him, if you just take off your homer field, blinders, and you look at the game and you look at what he's doing, then you'll absolutely see it. I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback. I'm just saying that Nick Foles is the best quarterback for Philadelphia than Carson Wentz. Next up, moving on, we got the Chargers, the Broncos here. It's another big one, man, because, hey, if the Chiefs happen to lose to the Raiders, Chargers happen to beat the Broncos, they're in, the number one seed. Chiefs then will drop down to the fifth seed to play wild card weekend. So, it's a lot on the line, man. I know, hey, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, they tend to struggle up in Denver. I think they lost the last 11 out of 15 games. I think this one, since this one has so much on the line, I think this is going to be different. I think the Chargers are going to come out, rolling. I like them 28-10 over the Broncos here. I just think, it's a lot on the line. They got to get ready for playoffs. We're playing another week. But moving on, we got the Raiders at the Chiefs. Now, like I said, so I'm going to go over this again because it's the same stuff, man. The Chiefs lose, Chargers win, Chargers get that one seed. But if the Chiefs lose and the Chargers lose, New England creeps up into that one seed if New England beats the Jets tomorrow. So, but I don't think none of that happens. I think, the Chiefs maintain to that number one seed. I like the Chiefs to beat the Raiders, even though I think it's going to be a tough game. Chiefs, man, they give up a lot, on offense. You run the ball, you can run it down their throat pretty much. See what the Seahawks did. Seahawks manhandled them last week. I like the Chiefs, though. I think it's going to be close. I'm giving it a 35-28 game over the Raiders, a touchdown win. It's just going to be tough. I just think, Doug Martin should have a good game tomorrow against that defense. The Chiefs have been pretty much out of state. They still been putting up points, but they've been, out of sync since Kareem Hunt been going. They look more like, you just zoning on you take away the pass. You take away Tyreek Hill. If you find a way to do that, and somehow, cover up Kelsey, that's pretty much it for them. I don't have no faith in their defense. That's why I don't see them really going far in the playoffs, no matter what seed they have. But I like the Chiefs tomorrow. I like them 35-28 over the Raiders. Next up, we got the Bears at the Vikings. Still, this matchup has a lot to do with the playoffs, because if the Bears win and the Rams somehow lose to the 49ers, the Bears get the 2 seed because they own the tiebreaker. If the Vikings win, they'll put out Philly and they'll be, in there as the 6th seed. However, if the Bears beat the Vikings, Philly's in. So I'm picking the Bears, so that means I think Philly gets in. So I'm picking the Bears 27-24 over the Vikings. I just don't Kirk Cousins just hasn't won a big-time game for me, for me to even, to put him in there. So, I'm going to roll with the kid, Mitchell Trubisky, in that dangerous, Chicago Bears defense. And I'm going to roll with the Bears, man, 27-24. Next up, you got the Browns at the Ravens. This one again. Playoffs. Sound like the old coach from the Colts. Playoffs? But this right here, man, Browns got tough defense. I just think coming into, Baltimore, a tough environment, it's going to be rough for them, especially since your quarterback still talking about his old coach. Man, Baker Mayfield still got remarks about Hugh Jackson, but y'all seen what happened the last time he did that. The Texans came in there and punched him right in his mouth. I think similar happens tomorrow with this dangerous Ravens defense. I like the Ravens 28-13. Now, like I'm going to say it again, the Ravens somehow lose and the Steelers somehow win. The Ravens find themselves out and the Steelers are in. They take over the division. Next up, we got the 49ers at the Rams. It's going to be another tough game. No Todd Gurley for the Rams. 49ers is not a pushover. They've been playing pretty well every week. Every team they played, they gave the Bears a run last week. I like the Rams. I'm giving them the game because they're at home. The LA crowd, whatever it is, it probably more San Fran crowd in there than LA, but I like the Rams like a 38-28. Just think Jared Goff gets into a groove and airs it out. Still it's gonna be a good, entertaining game. But I like the Rams in this one, 38-28. Next up, we got the Bengals at the Steelers. Did y'all see that article with the Steelers defensive coordinator talking about Tyler Eifert's gonna be hard to cover tomorrow and he's on IR? I think that was pretty bonehead of him, but I'm glad he's not on the field. I'm gonna roll with the Steelers tomorrow. I like them 28-13 over the Bengals. Hopefully this is the last time we'll see Marvin Lewis, but I doubt it. I think he knows a little bit of dirt on that owner over there in Cincinnati. That's why he's never been fired. He should have been fired back when they had like Palmer and Chad Johnson back in the day. But I like the Steelers in this one, man. I think, Juju redeems himself. He had a tough game last week. Tough break, man. He fumbled that ball. Pretty much that was the end of the game. I think he has a breakout game tomorrow. I think he has a game to make up for. I think he's going to ball out. So, look for him. Of course, Antonio Brown, don't know if he's going to play tomorrow. I think he's questionable with a knee, something like that. But I like the Steelers. I just think they got too much power on offense for, the Bengals, and they're playing at home. So it's going to be a good game. But I like them 28-13 over the Bengals. Next up, we got the Cardinals at the Seahawks. They're traveling to Seattle. I think Seattle, tune up for the playoffs. I think they're going to beat the brakes off the Cardinals. I like the Seahawks. Russell Wilson should be in MVP conversations. But I like the Seahawks in this one, 34-17 over the Cardinals. Now, this leads us to our Sunday night matchup, where we got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I think it's going to be, tough. I know Andrew Luck, has been pretty well against top defenses in his career. I think he only lost maybe like one game probably. I do think. Let me see. I think he did only lose one game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's 11-1. I think 11-1 against top 5 scoring defenses. Week 5 or later, so it's after week 5. But it's late in the year. I mean, you got it going. I think I like the Colts, man. I like them 20-13. Marcus Mariota banged up. So, you know, they're missing Jarrell Casey tomorrow. So I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Titans, you know, to handle this. You know, even though they're going to be playing at home, the home crowd, I just think with banged up Marcus Mariota, don't know how far they can actually go off of that. You know, of course, you got Derrick Henry, but, I mean, he's spotty. I mean, it's not like he's going to jump out there and have a 200-yard game tomorrow. Plus, I think Marlon Mack, I think he got more 100 yards, you know, games this season than Derrick Henry. You know, Marlon Mack's pretty good. But, you know, I like Andrew Luck in this one. But I think it's going to be close, man. I like a 20-13 game, 7-point game. You know, Titans still got that defense. Pretty good. But I just think, you know, Andrew Luck finds a way. And, you know, they're going to get it done tomorrow. They're going to link up. They're going to get that final wild card spot or possibly win a division, depending on what happened earlier in the day with the Jaguars and the Texans. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be interesting, man. So, that's it for my picks. To go over them, I had Colts, Seahawks, Steelers, Rams, Ravens, Bears, Chiefs, Chargers, Eagles, Packers, Texans, Patriots, Saints, Cowboys, Bills. Oh, forgot to do the Falcons at Tampa Bay. So let me do that real quick. So the Falcons, their first losing season since 2014. And Tampa Bay without no Deshaun Jackson. Apparently, Deshaun Jackson wants out of Tampa Bay. And from the rumors, he wants to come back to Philly, which I think would be pretty good. I mean, see the guy got left in the tank. No, he can still, you know, stretch the field out a little bit, something they need. But I'm gonna go with the Falcons in this one, man. No Deshaun Jackson. Just think, you know, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones can get it done tomorrow. We're gonna go close game though, 28-24 over the Buccaneers. So go over this again. So we're gonna go Bills, Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Patriots, Texans, Packers, Eagles, Chargers, Chiefs, Bears, Ravens, Rams, Steelers, Seahawks, Colts. So that's it for my week 17 picks, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a long ride, man. 17 weeks. Been giving you guys my picks. Now I get the, you know, I'm going to fully shift into playoff mode starting next week. Get into that wild card round. I'll be back probably, you know, maybe Monday. I should be back Monday. I know it's New Year's Eve. Might be doing some things with the family, but I'm going to try to get back with you guys, man, and go over, you know, the end of the season and, you know, how the playoff picture going to look like at the end of all the games. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, man, thank you guys for listening, man. Thank you guys for being faithful listeners. And thank you guys for joining it, for you know, reviewing, subscribing, sharing it. Continue to do that, man. Continue to follow me on Instagram. I'm Hubs Huddle on Instagram. I'm just Hub on Twitter. I am on Facebook at Hubs Huddle as well. You can like the page and follow me on there. Also, I'm on iTunes, Google Play. I am on Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, numerous platforms. Just Google me, baby. I'm out there, man. Thank you to all my listeners across the globe, man. I'm expanding, man. I really appreciate all the support and listeners. Really appreciate the comments you guys leave on my Instagram page. I really appreciate it. You guys are, you know, tremendous. Until next time, you guys, man, be safe. And if I don't get at y'all before the new year, have a happy new year. I will see y'all either before 2019. I was going to say 2017. Before 2019 or after 2019. I'll try my best to get with you guys on Monday. We can talk about, you know, what's going on with the playoffs and what my prediction is for the Super Bowl. I'm going to give it to you guys on the next podcast, and we will keep it rocking. This your boy Hub, and I'm out, man. Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for listening. Peace and love. I'm out. Peace.